In order to raise her daughter rich, this mother took her daughter to a different luxury hotel every day, and only the biggest and most expensive rooms for 15 years in a row. Anyone who has seen this mother and daughter, women are blown away by their beauty, but the mother forbids her daughter to make friends with anyone, forced to teach her that everyone but her mother was a bad person, and she was only allowed to read the Bambi book. Even buying a book at the bookstore is a constant beware. It was as if someone was after them. My daughter always asks Ellie who are hiding from all the time, but Ellie wouldn't say. She says that if she does, we'll both die. Soon this strange mother and daughter caught the attention of the hotel staff. Not only did they refuse to let anyone in to clean the room, they kept buying all kinds of furniture. What's even more outrageous is that they were traveling with cardboard boxes instead of suitcases. The two waiters discussed the opportunity to see what secrets they were hiding in their room. So the young man finished cleaning the clothes in the suitcases. He offered to help carry them into the room, but Ellie turned him down coldly and firmly. This made the group even more curious, so they decided to wait until they had dinner tonight. When they were not in the room, they sneaked in to see what was going on. Soon the mother and daughter arrive at the restaurant on the ground floor of the hotel for dinner, but Ellie suddenly felt that the table was too small. It didn't fit her daughter. Immediately, she called the waiter to question, "Why are they treating us special?" They explained that this was the only table left in the restaurant at this time, but Ellie didn't accept this reason and was still aggressive. She flipped out, overturned the tablecloth and left with her daughter. This caused an outcry. The restaurant owner hurriedly caught up with her, demanded that she apologize for disturbing the other guests, otherwise, threaten her to leave the hotel immediately with your freakish daughter. At first, Ellie didn't want to talk about the subject, but when she hears someone mention her daughter, she is furious and immediately kills him. Then when she goes to the toilet to clean the stains from her hands, she runs into a distant relative. He recognized her at once. She had been away for years since her mother had been killed. Not only did Ellie pretend not to recognize her, she suddenly looked nervous and immediately ran away to take her daughter to the next hotel. And it was at this point that several attendants finally entered the mother and daughter's room. They were shocked by the sight before them. The room had been transformed into a fairy tale. Clearly, the mother and daughter had made this hotel their home. But why were they staying at the hotel instead of going home? That was the question. Her daughter had asked Ellie more than once, but Ellie had never told her the real reason. All she knew was that her father was a poor repairman, and her mother was a rich girl. This relationship was strongly opposed by her grandmother. Also, her father had died before she was born, but he was assassinated by her grandmother. It was the girl's birthday and she had heard that there was an aquarium nearby, so she asks her mother to let her go alone. But Ellie immediately refused, because they had never been apart before. And tomorrow Ellie has to go to the bank to get the money, but her daughter has been begging all day. Ellie couldn't resist and agreed. To her surprise and delight, it was the first time her mother had allowed herself to go out. The next day, the girl sent her mother away first, but as she left, she had a feeling that something big was about to happen, and when the girl went back to her room to get her things and leave, she was surprised to find that the hotel doctor had barged in. The girl instantly panicked. They were trying to get at her, but she was able to avoid them with her dexterity. She runs away to a hole in the woods nearby. When Ellie returned in the evening, she found her daughter had left without her belongings, and after asking around for her, she panicked. She didn't know where she'd gone. She didn't return until late at night, but she deliberately hid the doctor she had just met, although she appeared calm and collected. But her mother, who knew her best, could tell something was wrong. She left the doctor's work name tag in the room. She deduced that he must have bullied her. To get revenge, Ellie sent her daughter to a different hotel for the night, and she lured the doctor in alone. She killed him when he wasn't looking. She then took her daughter and left quickly, but the daughter never knew her mother had killed anyone. Little did she know that the police were already onto them, but as they investigated, they were surprised to find the mother and daughter had been using false documents, no stable accommodation. They had been staying in a hotel. The officers wondered where the mother and daughter had gotten their money from. They immediately pulled up surveillance. They prepared to search for traces and make an arrest. The mother and daughter had already checked into a new hotel because the girl was chasing a dog. She had strayed into a cave, but accidentally overheard a man and woman talking, saying that two hotel staff had been killed by a woman in black, and she was using a utility knife. The girl left quickly. Terrified, she suddenly suspects that it was her mother. She immediately went back to her room to look through her mother's things and found a utility knife. The next second,